How can I claim to have the ultimate perfect road trip day? Simple. I'm basically an expert on the subject because of my endless days on the road and their consistent lack of perfection. You see, the perfect road trip day requires 4 key components. Number 1, an epic road. An obvious first component. Number 2, a tourist trap. What is a road trip without doing or seeing something that is overhyped and overpriced? Number 3, a spontaneous stop. If every part of your day is planned, you miss out on all the little unknown gems an area has to offer. Number 4, something deep fried. This might be unique to the United States road tripping, as some of the deep fried, sinfully delicious foods are frowned upon in other countries. Today's journey begins on the Utah-Arizona border, in a place you may have seen before, called Monument Valley. Talk about an epic road. Route 163 takes you through the desert containing 400 to 1,000 foot tall rock formations and sandstone towers, affectionately named monuments because of their towering visibility in the valley. So this here is Mexican Hat Rock, and I don't know how it's still standing. It doesn't make sense to me. That is just barely hanging on. I know this is silly because you can literally see miles ahead, but I still get tingly walking in the middle of the road. You're just not supposed to do it, as Mom always said. This is one of the most photographed roads in the United States, and even had a few famous westerns and other films shot at this location, the most popular one being Forrest Gump. In this section of the road, people from all over the country and the world get out of their cars and run in the middle of the road, just as Forrest Gump had, and quote his famous line. And I can't remember for the life of me the line that Forrest Gump said when he stopped running, but this is where he stopped running. Okay, I didn't know the line, but the line goes, "My mama always said, you gotta put the past behind you before you can move on." And I think that's what all the running was about. Then he said when he stopped running, "I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now." Great movie, great road. I can honestly say this is the most running I've done in a very, very long time. Probably since high school. Going on 10 years. I'm a walking person, okay? Alright, I got my tourist hat on in tourist town. This should be good. On to number 2, the tourist trap. Why do I claim this is a tourist trap? Well, I think it's because it's not exactly a unique feature to the area. Stunning? Yes. But you could see dramatic bends in the canyon all over this area of the country. But none are quite as perfectly picturesque as Horseshoe Bend, and that is why we are here. After losing $10 and fighting some Californians for the right to cross the street safely, I was on my way. Anyways, after a quick 1.5-mile round-trip hike, you arrive at Horseshoe Bend. This 270-degree turn in the Colorado River carved out the surrounding sandstone about 1,000 feet deep, leaving a perfect horseshoe-shaped plateau left standing. Hence the name. This attraction sees around 2 million visitors every year, and I can now count myself as one of them because I paid $10 to reserve the right to say that, okay? While I am whining about the price, I couldn't help but be left breathless as I stood close to the edge of this 1,000-foot drop and viewed this gorgeous canyon and beautiful river. I mean, just look at the colors. The desert has grown on me so much this past year with all the depth and beauty it hides in its barren landscape. It also looks like you can kayak or camp at the bottom of the canyon, which seems like an incredible experience, and I wrote that one down for some time in the future. Wink, wink. I feel super touristy right now. It's a long ways down. Good thing I wore the slippery shoes. Don't jump, bud. Don't do it. See, you make friends everywhere you go. Alright, I have a few notes. Number 1, I'm really grateful I'm traveling solo because I smell horrible, and luckily you can't smell through the internet, so that's a win for me. Number 2, I think it's so cool when you go to places like this, you're hearing all these different languages. People from all around the world are coming here. I only had to drive 40 hours to get here, so who's winning now? I just feel really grateful to be here in America with all these incredible sights, and yeah, just makes you feel lucky. I have a feeling I'm gonna need to be taking a lot more frequent showers this summer. I'm thinking I might jump in Lake Powell. See if there's a spot for it. It's hot. Number 3, a spontaneous stop. To be honest with you, after experiencing 40-degree Fahrenheit weather in the Colorado mountains, where I was staying prior to this, I forgot it was summer. Foolish mistake to make? Yes. But I did not realize it was 100 degrees in Arizona. I needed to cool off, and so I set my sights on finding somewhere to swim. This takes us to a place called The Chains, located in Lake Powell, somewhere I was not planning on stopping. Alright everyone, I wasn't planning on swimming today, so I'm just gonna say my legs have seen better days. I'm sorry. I'm so excited though, I feel so spontaneous. This feels very road trippy today. Alright, here goes nothing. It's actually really, really cold. Alright, 1, 2, 3. The bottom feels really weird. I don't like it. Now we're ready. You're welcome, everyone. I took this opportunity, of course, to bless you all with a GoPro shot of me in my goggles, looking like a mad underwater scientist, mostly because it makes me laugh so hard during editing. But I also got to practice my handstands because I had this whole shallow section to myself. So I didn't have to risk injury to any other swimmers with my spastic movements. Which, after reviewing the footage, I need a lot of practice if I'm going to be ready for the Summer Olympics. I also did my best Little Mermaid impression as I beached myself to grab the camera, because when you have a slick rock, your hands are tied on the manner of you getting out of the water. You guys didn't know I was an acrobat, huh? So there's seashells, but it's a man-made lake, so how does that happen? See, what is that? There's a bigger one. I'm confused. Unless they dump out their seafood waste here, they're like, here's some natural disposal. We'll put it in this man-made lake. I think the high stakes of internally overheating made this water so much sweeter, and I had the perfect afternoon goofing off in a surprisingly beautiful reservoir in the middle of the desert. Air conditioning just doesn't cool you off the way playing in the water under the sun can. Alright, that move is actually not mine. I stole that from a friend. Believe it or not, I'm not actually this naturally cool on my own. I'm usually in need of inspiration. Alright y'all, I don't want to be dramatic on you, but I drove 3,000 miles to have this chicken again. I had this chicken about 2 years ago, and it was the best tasting chicken I've ever had. And I've been fantasizing about it ever since, but now I feel like I've built it up so much in my head it's not actually going to be that good. But I just remember that their house sauce was so good. So yes, I'm going for the sauce, and yeah, we'll see if it lives up to the hype in my head. Either way, fried chicken is hard to mess up. Well, actually, no, I mess up fried chicken a lot. We'll see how it goes. Bringing us to number 4. Something deep fried. You know a place is gonna be good when they have a chicken outside. I'm so excited right now. I don't know if this is the best fried chicken in the United States, but after working up an appetite, anything will taste like the best thing you ever ate. That being said, this fried chicken was exceptionally good. A proper crisp on the outside, with a perfectly cooked inside that didn't have a hint of dryness. Their house sauce. How do I describe the sauce? It tasted both sweet and savory, mild and prominent, a contradiction in a tiny plastic cup. It is true I have had fantasies about this chicken and sauce back when I was trapped in the Northeast, and sitting in this booth at the end of the perfect road tripping day made my heart full. And my stomach. My stomach was full. I ate half a chicken after all. You guys don't even know how much that hit the spot. I ordered the half bird platter, and yeah, it's all gone. No leftovers. I ate the whole thing. That was a perfect end to the day. You put these 4 things in one day without feeling forced or cramped, and you have yourself a perfect day on the road. Also, I guess I don't have to take a bath now. Thanks, Lake Powell.